The Green Lantern, known as John Stewart, has had an incredibly busy life in the pages of his core series. John was recently able to reunite with his mother and sister while teaming up with the multiversal Green Lantern character known as the Shepherd. John is also set to take on threats from alternate realities like the Radiant Dead and Revenant Queen. My name is Oracle Braddock, and today, let's go ahead and preview Green Lantern War Journal Issue 6 to see if John is able to wrap up his conflict with these multiversal dangers. But before we get deeper into the video, I want to encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button over on this video. The first story arc concludes here. The climactic conclusion of the first arc of Green Lantern War Journal, John Stewart's team has faced heavy losses, and he alone comes face to face with the Revenant Queen. His only hope to save Earth is to unlock his potential as the mythical guardian and the builder. But a shocking twist ending sets John on a quest of discovery across time and space, one that will reveal the hidden origins behind both the Green Lantern Corps and the Darkstars. One story ends and another begins in this can't miss issue. Green Lantern War Journal Issue 6 is still written by Phillip Kennedy Johnson, featuring artwork from Montos. We have colors from Adriano Lucas, letters from Dave Sharpe, and the cover for the issue is coming in directly over from Matt Herms and Montos. Really like the way that we see Green Lantern John Stewart in the middle of his epic brawl over with the Radiant Dead and Revenant Queen. I also think that the sense of line work that Montos brings captures some of the most interesting elements of the Revenant Queen as well. Want to extend a big thank you to Adventures in Poor Taste and preview the opening pages for Green Lantern War Journal Issue 6. I really love this establishing moment over with Shirley and Eleanor Stewart as they both read a tale and get closer together as a family here. Also, I really appreciate the way that Phillip Kennedy Johnson is able to use this fantasy sequence as a setting to really portray an interesting contrast, showing John taking on these multiversal threats within the scope of the core issue. I also think the way that Montos is able to capture these expressions for both Shirley and Eleanor is just so gorgeous across this issue and really captured an emotional moment for me right from the opening page. The fact that Montos just continues to use these fantasy themes throughout the issue alongside Phillip Kennedy Johnson's script and in terms of some of the dialogue really makes this just an epic opening page to kick off the storyline and also create an interesting sense of juxtaposition throughout the entire comic book series. While I would say for the most part, I'm a huge fan of what Montos is rendering in the pages of Green Lantern War Journal, I think there were some pages across this issue that did come off as a little cluttered with a really strange composition in terms of how the panels were laid out. Thankfully, though, even on pages that have a really strange sense of composition, there's always a couple panels, like these last three on the bottom right corner, that really bring out just so much interesting aspects about this issue and really portray John and Shepherd in an interesting capacity here as they fight these multiversal threats. I was really taken with this page in Green Lantern War Journal 6, especially as we really got to see John accommodate Shepherd with his construct bearing a fantasy resemblance. This also takes on some inspiration from the opening page in the issue and is once again able to show the juxtaposition in a really interesting way and explore the themes inherent within Green Lantern War Journal in a way that makes them feel unique and not forced. Also, I think Montos just renders such an incredible line with so much detail in particular over on this page as well. So many previous issues of Green Lantern War Journal were really devoted to building up towards this epic fight between these multiversal characters. And I'm really happy that Green Lantern War Journal 6 was finally able to realize this scenario and build some forward momentum over for this series. So at the end of the day here, I really do think Green Lantern War Journal 6 is a pretty phenomenal comic book series that has a great characterization for its leading man, John Stewart. John's relationship with Shirley and Eleanor was used within the narrative to really build up so many interesting themes in this particular issue. I also found that Montos has such an epic line that he really utilizes with characters like Shepherd really late within the comic book tale. I also found the reveal with the Revenant Queen to be quite striking here, and I'm also really happy that Phillip Kennedy Johnson is still devoted towards fleshing out that meta narrative within his own comic books. But I want to know from you, what are some of your thoughts over on Green Lantern War Journal 6? Are you enjoying this series as much as I am? What are some of your thoughts on these threats with the Radiant Dead and Revenant Queen? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for catching our review of this issue, and we'll be back to see wherever John Stewart is headed next. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.